Charles Barkley is an alpha male in a beta bitch industry. What's up everyone, Jared from Patriots and Pop Culture here. Thank you for checking out this video. If you are new to the channel, I'm going to go ahead and ask you now to hit that subscribe button and click on the bell to get notifications for future videos. Now let's get right into this story. It appears that Charles Barkley just made a huge announcement on the radio announcing that in 2 years, whenever he turns 60 years old, he will be leaving his longtime show on TNT. Barkley has been a part of Inside the NBA on TNT with co-hosts Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny Smith for 21 years. The NBA Hall of Famer who started his career with 8 years in Philadelphia, 4 years in Phoenix where he went to the NBA Finals in 1993, and finished off his career with 4 years playing for the Houston Rockets, started his job at TNT almost immediately after retirement. And now he has announced that he will be leaving in 2 years, but not without taking a few jabs at his bosses on the way out. Here we have an article from the Daily Wire's Joe Morgan. Charles Barkley announces departure from NBA show, blasts jackasses trying to get you canceled on the way out. You can say goodbye to the greatest NBA studio show of all time and make sure to thank cancel culture for it. Inside the NBA star Charles Barkley, the face of the show for the past 21 years, announced on Washington Sports Radio 106.7 The Fan he will be leaving the show when he turns 60, calling his bosses cowards for bowing down to woke culture. It's gotten so out of hand right now, I couldn't imagine having to watch myself. You can't even have fun nowadays without these jackasses trying to get you canceled and things like that. Barkley says that he'll be a part of the show for the next 2 years before calling it quits. Although it's yet to be seen if he'll last that long considering his comments regarding his bosses at TNT. I'm just having fun talking about sports. I'm trying to hang on for another couple of years until I'm 60, and then they can kiss my ass. I'm only working until 60. I've already told them that. We can't even have fun anymore. We've had fun all these years, and now all of a sudden in the last year and a half, everybody's trying to get everybody fired, and it really sucks. Cancel culture has come for everyone over the past year, causing anyone in the spotlight to be mindful of their words. Barkley, who has made a living with his hot takes and irreverent humor, said the conversations behind the scenes are now making sure not to offend anyone. All we ever talk about behind the scenes now is, yo man, be careful going in this direction. We can't even have fun anymore, Barkley said. A lot of our bosses are cowards. One of the best parts of Inside the NBA has long been the running arguments between the 4 stars of the show. Barkley, often the butt of jokes, says that disagreement is no longer acceptable in today's world. One of my favorite phrases is, we agree to disagree. I'm not mad. I don't want to be mad, Barkley said. We just disagree. But unfortunately, it's been happening for a couple of years. If people disagree with you, they're going to get fired. They're coming for your head. Barkley's most famous running joke is about the city of San Antonio and the women that live there. It's always been known to be a joke, with the residents in San Antonio getting in on it as well. If you crack a joke the wrong way, they're like, oh, no, you crossed the line. I mean, they won't even let me talk about San Antonio anymore when I'm always talking about their big old women down in San Antonio. They're like, Charles, we got one lady who wrote an article. I'm like, first of all, I didn't call anybody personally fat in San Antonio. I was just joking around. We've been having fun with this for probably 10 to 15 years. We go to San Antonio. The people are having a blast with it. The people in San Antonio had t-shirts made up. Barkley has never been one to stick to sports, often injecting himself into the world of politics, usually slamming people on both sides of the aisle. During the Final Four in April, Barkley made headlines with his comments on politicians and how they intentionally fuel racial divides. Man, I think most white people and black people are great people. I really believe that in my heart, he said. But I think our system is set up where our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, are designed to make us not like each other so they can keep their grasp on money and power. They divide and conquer. I truly believe in my heart most white people and black people are awesome people. But we are so stupid following our politicians, whether they are Republicans or Democrats, and their only job is, hey, let's make these people not like each other. We don't live in their neighborhoods. We've all got money. Let's make the whites and blacks not like each other. Let's make rich people and poor people not like each other. Let's scramble the middle class. Barkley's departure leaves a gaping hole for TNT and inside the NBA to fill, who will have to find another talent to fit next to Kenny, the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. For the loyal viewers of the show, Barkley has always been the main reason to tune in. Though his basketball analysis can often be shoddy, his clever way of making the game fun has always been a reason to watch. Charles Barkley has been going off on these woke idiots for a very long time. I remember watching him in the 1993 NBA Finals against Michael Jordan with my grandfather. Me living in Houston as a kid, I remember him coming to the Rockets for the last 4 years of his career, starting in the 96-97 NBA season. Before his first season for the Rockets, in the preseason, he got into a fight on the court with Shaquille O'Neal. During his suspension because of the fight, he was down in Orlando and he threw a guy through a plate glass window in a bar fight. People have asked him numerous times, how does he answer for his actions? He's supposed to be a role model. And he has said multiple times, if I am your kid's role model, then you're not a very good parent. I'm a basketball player. And he's absolutely right. And I wish more professional athletes would understand this. You don't have to be a role model to be a professional athlete. Look at the NFL. There's hardly anybody in the NFL who can actually be considered a role model. How many of them have criminal records, like felony criminal records? Like most of the 90s Cowboys, the constant allegations of players assaulting their wives in elevators and things like that on video. The sexual assault allegations for quarterbacks whenever they're on the road. We've had that happen quite a few times too. I mean, you legitimately have professional athletes who have been accused and went on trial for murder. These are not our role models. Just like Hollywood celebrities are not our role models. In both cases, they are entertainers. We watch movies and TV to escape real life, and we do the exact same thing for sports. Even whenever it comes to the commentary, pre-game, halftime, post-game, Charles Barkley jokes around all the time. He is actually one of the most important celebrity figures when it comes to sports analysis that we've had in decades, because he brings levity to situations. And he's also not afraid to speak his mind, which is a beautiful thing in this country, because not every country has that. He's allowed to say whatever he wants. Now, will he get in trouble sometimes from his bosses? I'm sure he has. Will he get in trouble from the TV censors? I'm sure he has. As a matter of fact, I know he has. And I'm sure that he just pays his fine and goes on his merry way and continues to be Charles Barkley. And we need more of this in the world. We need more people not afraid to speak their minds. We need more people not to be cowards and bow down to the cancel culture mob and to bow down to people who are making ridiculous arguments over things. We need people to stand up for what is actually right instead of fighting over insignificant bullshit. And we have that happen far too often. I mean, how many times in the past year alone have they tried to cancel Chris Pratt? They've tried to cancel him because he's a Christian. They tried to cancel him because he didn't go to a fundraiser for Joe Biden, like he's obligated to. Even his far left Avengers co-stars came to his defense on that, because he's never been a very political person. But if you've seen his posts over the past couple of weeks, he's coming around. He's about done with bowing down too. He's about done with being quiet, just like Gina Carano was very quiet about her political leanings until they fired her. And it freed her to be able to say and do whatever she wants, because she is no longer having to bow down to studio executives and production companies just to keep a job. And she didn't even need it anyway. She has millions of dollars in the bank. Even before she was a UFC fighter, her family owns casinos in Las Vegas. She didn't have to work. Everything she did was passion projects. Charles Barkley did not have to take that job at TNT. He was already a millionaire. And Charles Barkley is also Despite the fact that he may have a little bit of a temper throwing people through plate glass windows in bar fights, he's still a very smart man. And I'm sure he invested his money very wisely. So he did that job because it was a passion for him. He still loved the game of basketball. And that's what he wanted to do. He played in the NBA for 16 years, and now he wanted to talk about basketball. One of his co-stars on that show was a guy that he got into a fight with whenever he first came over to the Rockets, Shaquille O'Neal. None of that mattered. After the game was over with, they were fine. You get heated in competition, and you go after each other. They paid their fines, they took their suspensions, and they moved on. And they've been great as a pair, going back and forth on Inside the NBA for years. As a matter of fact, I miss watching it. But with the current product that the NBA has, and yes, I know I wear a lot of NBA jerseys, just know that 99% of the ones that I have my name on the back of them. And I'll never own a LeBron James jersey. You can take that to the bank. But I have a lot of Kobe jerseys. I've got some Michael Jordans, some Larry Birds. I don't have a Charles Barkley yet. But after this, I think I'm definitely going to have to get one. Because Charles Barkley is the man. Charles Barkley is one of the ultimate alpha males living in a beta world known as Hollywood. He's never been afraid to speak his mind, and it was never a problem until cancel culture happens. And no, don't even start with, it's not cancel culture, it's consequence culture. Get the fuck out of here with that. It's not consequence culture, because if it was consequence culture, it would work both ways, wouldn't it? If it was consequence culture instead of cancel culture, then it wouldn't be predominantly hitting one side of the political spectrum. It wouldn't be hitting predominantly a certain type of people over another, because there would be equal consequences for equal actions. It's cancel culture. And the prime example of that is what happened between Gina Carano and Lucasfilm, and Pedro Pascal did far worse and got away scot-free. As a matter of fact, he got another job after all of that. He's playing Joel in the Last of Us TV show. He got another job. It doesn't affect elite Hollywood liberals the way that it does anybody who even slightly may have a single conservative opinion. You can be middle of the aisle. You can even be slightly left, but just not all the way left the way that they are promoting socialism, and they're going to try to cancel you. You can say something like, I don't think Donald Trump was that bad of a guy, and that's blasphemy to the cancel culture mob. These are the same people that propped up Harvey Weinstein for years. Just keep that in mind. So Charles Barkley calls his bosses cowards, and he calls the cancel culture mob a bunch of jackasses. And I can't wait to see the Twitter heads explode and the backlash that this is going to cause, because Charles Barkley doesn't care. You can't cancel somebody who refuses to be canceled. Like the article said, he said to his bosses that he was done when he was 60 anyway. He's just waiting out his contract, and then he's done. But he's also a very smart and respectable person in that he's going to honor his contract. He'll follow through, he'll finish it, and when his time is done, he can walk away on his terms, right off into the sunset with his millions of dollars. He didn't cave, he didn't bow down, and he didn't kiss the feet. Let me know what you think about this, guys. Personally, I love the story. For me, it's that heartwarming story of the week that's going to help me get through the rest of the week. Because I can only imagine the tears that are going to be streaming from the people who just can't take somebody telling the truth, doing what they want to do, saying what they want to say, and living on their own terms. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. If you have not liked the video, please like the video. It does help the algorithm. If you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, because it just helps me. Yeah, I'm being greedy. And make sure that you hit the bell to get notifications on future videos. If you like this video, go ahead and share it out to your friends. If you're an NBA fan or were an NBA fan, if you're an anti-cancel culture mob fan, if you like speaking out against them as well, share this video. Get it out there. And we'll see you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And as my kid says,
click on bell
to get notifications for upcoming videos.